Hi, everyone. I'm Mary Miles, the president of the Hellenic Film Society, and I am joined today by Jimmy DeMetro, our president emeritus. It is round two of our Siskel and Ebert meets Greek version to discuss the Hellenic Film Society's New York Greek Film Expo 2025. We'll be unearthing and discussing all the tidbits and all the juicy gossip about these films, maybe not so detailed. Our expo this year will be taking place between October 2nd, which is opening night, through October 12th at 4 different venues. We start off at the Directors Guild Theater for opening night. We move to the Village East for the weekend. We make a quick pit stop in New Jersey at the Barrymore Theater, and we wrap everything up at the Museum of Moving Image in Astoria. You can find out more information on our website at HellenicFilmSociety.org, where we'll have all theaters, movies, screening times, and information about purchasing tickets there. But
Mary,
let's get
why
started.
does this sound like we've got movies? We travel. We
We have
films.
movies, we
Have
travel.
films
That's what
will
we do.
travel.
We do. And they're good movies. I mean, every year they're good movies, but I think it's a special crop. So let's start off with our opening night film. It's the US premiere of Murphy's Law. A stellar ensemble cast helmed by the hugely captivating Katia Guglioni, like we've never seen her before. After all the years of suffering in Still River and Eftihia, good Lord, did she suffer in that film. Polixeni, she finally gets to let it all go and have some fun, kind of, right? It's a dark comedy.
She does some suffering in this film too, Mary. I'm
A
afraid.
little bit, a little bit. Okay, she's in a coma, but she's having fun in the coma. Um, I think it's just fantastic. It's energizing. It's great. It's something we haven't seen from Greek film ever, if not in a very long time. And it's definitely a new way to see Katya. Absolutely.
This is a story about a failed actress, I guess, who dreams of playing big roles, and on the eve of her, I think it's her 40th birthday, she's in an accident, and this kind of pushes her in a state of alternate reality, where she rethinks the choices she's made over the past years of her life. The producers, interestingly enough, have called this a psychoanalytic screwball comedy.
And it is.
I think it's the perfect description of the film. I think it's clearly unlike any Greek film that I've ever seen, and I probably that holds true for most viewers. It keeps changing genres, it keeps changing tones, so it comes off as a rather original, movie, unpredictable as it is original, certainly.
It is directed by Angelos Franzis,
Yeah, one of the important directors working in Greece today.
and we see him
Very
bring together
impressive
Katya and Andrea
filmography.
Kostadino again,
Yeah.
right?
Well, the cast is a virtual who's who of Greek cinema actors. Just about everybody has a walk-on or a small cameo in this film. Yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun, I guess.
It's fun. And just to point it out, for those of you who were with us last year, our Lifetime Achievement Award winner, Vagelio Andreadaiki, is in the
Yes, she.
film.
Yes, indeed. I think she plays the psychologist, if I
She
remember
does. She's got
correctly.
a very tough job there. Um, and our host, Thanos Lokakis, who without saying a word is the most captivating ever.
Yeah, he
And
plays the character known as the Sad Man. Uh,
sad.
he's got an uncanny resemblance to Buster Keaton, which I never realized until I saw him in this film. And I think people who see the film, they will recognize that. They'll see Keaton's face in Thanos's. Yeah, interesting.
It's not to be missed. It's a great opening night film, and it leads to an entire week of a great film. So next up in our lineup is Meat. Let's talk
Uh,
about that for a second.
Well, this is a film. It's the debut feature film of a director called Dimitris Nakos. I've been following his work for years. He's done some of the most extraordinary short films that I've encountered in recent years. This is a film I was really looking forward to. This is his first feature film, and it doesn't disappoint. I think it's a wonderful film. It premiered at Toronto last year, and we're very happy to be able to present it to New York audiences. It's about a father who, the son, his ne'er-do-well son, commits murder, and the father takes it upon himself to do anything he can to make sure that the son is not prosecuted and ultimately convicted. And so he makes some very strange, dubious moral choices along the way, and it turns out it turns out to be rather tragic in the sense that the family completely breaks apart in the process.
It's a great suspense thriller.
Yeah,
I haven't seen something with this such tempo and relentlessness
yeah,
in a
very,
long
very
time.
well made film. This is a director who knows what he's doing. He's
And
very,
Kostas
very capable.
Nikuli, the young actor, is
Yes,
fantastic.
indeed. Yes, the Kostas Nikouli. Some viewers may remember him as one of the brothers in the film Xenia, one of the Panos Koutras' masterful films. And Nikoli won actually this year won the Hellenic Film Academy's Best Actor Award for his performance in this film. It's very,
Very
very
well
strong film,
deserved.
very strong film for
And
mature
and
audiences only,
and
however.
yes, mature audiences only, but he has a promising career ahead. He's young
Oh,
and
he's
that's
terrific. He's,
fantastic.
you know, he's kind of like a chameleon. He looks different every time I see him. He's completely transformed. If that's why I mentioned that he was in Xenia. He plays the gay brother in Xenia. You would never imagine that this is the same actor. It's quite a performance in a very good film. Greek title is Kreas, English title Meat. All our films, of course, Greek language with English subtitles.
We
Go on,
start
Rich.
Saturday night with Eutopoulos. Speaking of two more chameleon actors who are extraordinary, Eutopoulos, Andrea Kostadinu, and Makis Papadimitriou. You can't go wrong with these two actors ever. Even if they read the yellow pages to you, it would be riveting. Um, Quiet film, right? But
Well,
packs a punch. Boy, I was not expecting that.
it's a very topical film because it deals with ingrained prejudices against migrants, and this film starts off quietly, two friends discussing the migration issue, but at the end, it just goes. It takes the wrong turn, and it ends up with a rather uh, a rather, how should we say it, brutal confrontation. Um, it's very interesting film. The director here is Vladimir Subotic, who's a Serb. It's this new trend in Greek cinema of co-productions, and this is obviously Serbia and Greece. It's
But
a good film.
Vladimir made some bold choices in this. He's
Yeah.
also a co-writer of the script. And at the end of this, took probably this film haunted me for a couple of days. I kept wanting to rewrite the end in a variety of ways, and I realized that Vladimir could not have nailed a better ending. This was the way to end it. And so he's going to be with us, as will Dimitris Nakos and Agelos Frazis, we should say. And
A
all
lot of
the
just
directors,
about every film, just about every
almost
film
every film will have the
in
director.
in the
That's a
Manhattan screening.
question. I want to know how many rewrites Vladimir went through on this script.
Who knows? We'll find out, I guess.
We'll find out.
This film is half of it is in Greek and half of it is in English. Interestingly, the last half of the film is in English, but a very interesting and again unusual for Greek cinema. This is a very different kind of topic. We haven't seen that very often in Greek films recently, and very well done, very nicely done. The
Excellent.
top actors make a difference, and this is all
Absolutely.
A-liners, no question about it.
And they do this because they love their work, and you can
Yeah,
see the chemistry between them. It's exceptional.
yeah, yeah. And talking
Um,
about A-line actors, I know
oh,
what you know what's
Saturn,
next,
and
right?
then Eutopoulos is fired, followed by Arcadia.
Yeah, Arcadia.
Talk about an exceptional cast there. Angeliki Papoulia and Vangelis Mourikis. You could
This is
not
and
ask
even
for a better cast.
in a smaller part, Evangelio Andreadaki.
Vangelis
This
Mourikis.
is Greek cinema royalty. There's no other way to describe it. They are at the top of their game, and the director Yorgos Zois. Also, you know, I think this is his second feature film, and he's attracting a lot of attention in Europe. And I noticed in Variety, they name him as one of the directors, the young European directors to watch, and so it's kind of he's on the brink of maybe of an international career, perhaps, and. Uh,
Well, Arcadia has haunted me for a year.
well,
We won't
first of all, we
spoil
should.
it for everyone. We won't spoil it, but boy,
Well,
it gives you a lot to think about.
this film, first of all, we should say that the title Arcadia does not refer to that section of Greece known as
No,
Arcadia.
it's not Arcadia.
It's Arcadia, meaning a place of relaxation, a quiet pastoral scene where you can kind of rethink your life and meditate, and so it's that's where the title comes from. And Mary, I don't know. I'm sure you'll agree with this. Nothing in this movie is what it looks like. You know,
Exactly.
you think you're watching one story, but by the end, or actually by the middle of the film, you realize, wait a minute, this is not at all what I thought I'm watching. So it's a very skillfully made film.
The
It
old bait and switch,
twists
and
and
he does
turns.
it so well.
Yeah, there's very little we can say about it without spoiling it.
No, we don't.
Basically, there's a body involved. A car accident victim is in a morgue and awaiting identification. And the film really very slowly unravels the mystery that precedes the accident.
Yeah, yeah.
And well, it all turns out to be quite a film. Again, mature audiences only.
It most
And
definitely for this one.
uh, ultimately, I guess it's a story of loss, acceptance, and
And grief, the
and
process
moving
of
on.
grief.
Moving
Yeah,
on.
the grieving process.
Uh, just continuing your life. It's just quite a film. Also, a triumph at this year's Hellenic Film Academy Awards. This was named the Best Picture of the Year. Yorgos Zois was named Best Director, and the film also picked up the Best Screenplay Award for Zois and his co-writer Kostandina Kotzamani. So it's got real pedigree there.
And Angeliki was nominated for Best Lead Actress, and
Yeah.
she renders an extraordinary
Well,
performance.
she's an extraordinary actor, and what can you say about Vangelis Mourikis? I mean, he is just an extraordinary presence. Anything he does, and he certainly is right in the heart of this film. The lead with Angeliki, a good
And
combination.
so then we go to Takis, which is a documentary
Yes,
about a gentleman named Takis who runs an animal sanctuary in Crete. And it's one of the, like, it's a great, good feel movie. It ended, look, it's an annual animal sanctuary, right? So we see some animals that are abused. He rescues animals from all over the island. He takes care of them. He nurses them back to health, and he finds them forever homes. If you don't like a good story, I don't know what to tell you. It's a
yeah.
good, if you end up feeling really good about humanity at the end of that one.
Well, apparently the sanctuary that he has created has attracted worldwide attention, and people from all over the world, apparently, according to the documentary, go there just to volunteer and help him. And he gets donations from all across the world. And uh, apparently, it's an enlightened place. It's a very, very special kind of sanctuary for animals, mostly dogs, but not exclusively for dogs.
Oh,
And it's just, and I guess importantly, it also has impacted the uh, the local attitude towards strays and animals in general. Yeah, it's a lovely film, lovely film.
then we've got Wishbone, directed by Penny Panayotopoulou.
Yeah, Penny Panayotopoulou is a veteran filmmaker. You know, Mary, I think this is a terrific little movie. I really do. I like this so
I
much.
agree.
It's got a good story. It tells the story without any nonsense. It just unravels a wonderful story of family values and doing the right thing, making the right moral choices in life. It's a terrific movie, and it stars an actor who's pretty well known for his stage work in Greece. You know, Mary, who I'm talking about. Uh,
Yannis Karababas.
Yes, and this is his first movie actually, and
Yep.
it's a stunning performance. He's the kind of actor you don't take your eyes off him when he's on screen, and it's a wonderful performance in a very nice film. Yanis plays not a very wealthy. Actually, he's got financial problems. A security guard in a hospital. Suddenly, his brother dies, and this he's forced to take on the care of his very young niece, and so this adds to the already financial burden that he's facing. And before long, the house that they live in with the mother, his mother, they threaten to lose it, and so he becomes involved in a medical scheme. He works in a hospital, and he's kind of drawn into this medical scheme. If you deliver this false testimony against the doctor, there's money in it for you. So this is basically the plot of the movie. Doing
Has to
uh,
grow up very quickly in the film, take on responsibilities he didn't think he would need
yeah.
to take on so quickly. But he's wonderful, as you said, he's mesmerizing on screen. A lot of our audience will probably recognize him from a television show that was on last year, I think, called Μετά τη Φωτιά with Andreas Kostadinu, where a lot of people just loved their friendship on that show. Like they called it the bromance of the season.
Oh, really? I don't see that. I
And
don't watch that much Greek television, so I didn't.
and but he's fantastic on screen. He's just fantastic.
Well, he's wonderful, and it's a good, strong movie. Good, old-fashioned, straight narrative. Keeps you riveted from the first moment till the end.
And
Uh,
Penny will be with us,
yeah,
who
she's such a reliable director. I've seen a lot of her work, and she knows what she's doing as well. She's in control of the material all the time.
and then we go to another first-time feature director with Cuca Before Summer's End.
Yeah, yeah.
Very
That
interesting film, a mix of genres, a mix of media. He uses photography, he uses film, he uses digital. He
well,
mixes things up in
this
this.
is a young man. Kostis Charamundanis is the name of the director. This is his first film. It's gotten some very interesting attention worldwide. It premiered at Cannes this year, and it was also a selection in New York at the New Films, New Directors series that's presented by the Museum of Modern Art and Film at Lincoln Center. So it's quite, it's a film that caught the eye of important people in the film industry worldwide, and I think he's got uh, a career ahead of him, an interesting career ahead of him. This Kostis Charamundanis is his name.
And let's
Also, I
not
might
forget
add,
Elsa. Let's not
this
forget
is
Elsa
about
Lecapo.
this is
Elsa
yes,
Lecapo.
yes, Elsa. Like I was going to say, this is a film about a father and two grown twin children, and he takes them on a vacation to the island of Poros, and he has this secret plan to have these two now young adult children meet the birth mother who abandoned them years ago. And so this is the main plot line. But again, there's a surprising twist. And when that reunion, that meeting, the scene bringing the young teen, the mother with these grown twins together, uh, uh, the focus changes,
Right.
and suddenly the meeting between the mother and the children is really not the key here. What's really developing right before our eyes is an open hostility between the father of the twins and the second husband of the birth mother.
I think there's
It's
so much said in the silence of this film. The silences,
Yeah. As a matter of fact, there's a sequence where there is no dialogue at
and
all.
it's the most explosive sequence,
Yeah, yeah,
which is
yeah.
really, I love that way that he presented the most explosive, emotionally explosive part of this film in silence.
I
And
have to tell you, Mary, when I first saw the film, I thought it was all right. I was charmed by the scenes with the children. They're just wonderful,
they are
wonderful. And
both
the
actors.
photos, the water, the sunlight, everything. You don't expect a crisis. Everything is so beautiful and everything is so idyllic. You think everything's going to be fine, and of course it's not. Uh, uh, but when I first saw the film, I thought it was interesting. But okay, on subsequent viewings, I've seen it 2 or 3 times now. Every time I see it, I see something else that makes me like this film more and more. Um, I
It's a
I hope
complicated film. It's an emotionally charged film.
yeah I
And
I hope
again, it allows the audience to project their experiences, their
yeah,
traumas onto
yeah,
this lovely
yeah,
story. And
yeah.
I think it's very impactful.
And we ultimately we say, well, everybody in this film has the need to move on. The father, the children, the mother, everybody's got to just pick up the pieces and go forward. And we should explain the title, Kiuka. I had no idea what Kiuka is. It turns out to mean vacation, and it's a Japanese word. Now, don't ask me what a Japanese word, how the Japanese word finds its way into the Greek language. Uh, I don't know. Perhaps a lot of Japanese people are doing their kyuka in Greece, and the word is finding its way are finding its way into the Greek vocabulary.
Well,
But
we'll
that's
have to
what the
find out.
title is: Kyuka before summer's end.
And
Yeah.
it's fantastic. And then we take, as you said, our traveling roadshow here. Make a quick pit stop in Jersey, but then the following weekend at the Museum of Moving Image, we thought it was really important at this point to have a retrospective honoring the films of Pantelis Voulgaris. And what a
Who's
master filmmaker, what
yeah.
epic stories he's told throughout the years.
He
And
is
just so
he's
proud to be able to present this.
yeah, universally recognized, I think, as the master filmmaker of Greece right now. He is celebrating his 85th birthday this month, October 2025. And we were fortunate enough to be able to secure a good restored prints of 4 of his major films. We're showing his very first film, which is called The Engagement of Anna, and we're showing his most recent film, which is The Last Note, To Τελευταίο Σημείωμα, and then 2 films from the mid-career, Brides, Nifes, and last but not least, the spectacular Little England, Micra Anglia. Mary, shall we talk a little bit about these films, these 4 films?
I want to just emphasize that The Engagement of Anna was
Oh,
made in 1972. So we're talking about a 53-year-old film. His first, although he had done a series of shorts before it, again, a movie that is so impactful in its silences. And he was a young man at the time. Uh, to have the astute ability to say so much not only about Greek culture, but politics,
Yeah.
um, all kind sexism, genderism,
Yeah.
all these kinds of issues and tackle them in 72. In fact, the New York Times recognized this film at the time in 1972, and the Museum of Modern Art did a little mini retrospective in the was it 90s? And so we're happy to bring it all together and make it a bit of a bigger retrospective for him.
This film hasn't been seen in New York for at least 40 years. It's a masterpiece. There's no other way to describe it. It gained Voulgaris' immediate attention and acclaim worldwide, and justifiably so. It's a very, very strong film about a girl, a woman now in her early 30s, who's been working as a maid in the household of an upper middle class Athenian family, and uh, somehow the family decides it's time that Anna, the maid, gets married. And so they attempt to arrange a marriage for her. And this is where the title comes from, to proxeniotis Annas, the engagement of Anna. I was reading a review recently, and the reviewer said, "This is the most political film I've ever seen that never mentions politics." And what a nice way to describe the film, because it is an indictment. There's no question about it. It's an indictment of the limitations, economic, political, social, that are placed upon working single women in Greece at the time. And the film is as relevant today, I think, as it was back then.
Absolutely.
It's as meaningful and as riveting as it was originally. This is highly recommended, this film. The
And
engagement
it was very difficult to get the rights. I'm happy
it
that
was,
we
yes, indeed.
persevered and we got it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I feel there, and by the way, this wasn't an easy selection process. Like, what
Oh,
films do you pick? But we
absolutely. You
just
can
felt it was so important to show his
every one of
first.
his films is worthy of
Absolutely.
bringing back and reassessing. Um,
Absolutely. We could have had 2 weeks of just this,
yeah,
but we only had a weekend. So picking the first feature was very important for us.
yeah.
Because it doesn't feel like a first feature in any way. This is
No, no,
so
no.
well
Very,
developed.
yeah.
So
Mary, I know that you worked. We should mention this. You worked very closely with Voulgaris' son, Alexandros Voulgaris, who was very helpful
very.
in help in this in deciding upon the selections and in securing the prints of the films.
Fabulous to work with, and they're so honored and happy that we could honor their father in this way and their
You know,
husband.
I should mention it's of course a tribute to Pantelis Voulgaris, but you can't have a tribute to Voulgaris without honoring his wife as well, Ioanna Karistiani, who is probably the noted novelist of Greece and screenwriter, and she's been a partner of Pantelis Voulgaris for most of his work, not on the Engagement of Anna, but on the subsequent
Well,
films.
Little England for sure.
Yeah, the Little England is based on probably Caristiani's most important novel. So she's been at his side, and so it's really a tribute to both of these creative people who have set a standard for generations of filmmakers to follow.
And so
Uh,
Little England, I think most of our fans and our followers have seen it, but it's probably been a good 10 years. And I just never get tired of watching that film.
yeah,
It's so good.
it's probably the most sumptuous Greek film ever made. The production values are extraordinary. The acting will haunt you for months and months. It's unforgettable. Um, and I say it's melodrama of the highest order. Uh, a story of two sisters who are divided by their love for the same man. And it's just impeccably played, impeccably filmed. And we should explain the title. Little England refers to the island of Andros, which had a burgeoning shipping. Um, uh, 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 what am I looking for?
Well, the men went off to sea that was their
But
craft.
but they rivaled England. in the
Exactly. And
success of their shipping industry in Andros. So that's where the title.
you have two young women taking lead, and they were very young at the time. I mean, notable actresses today, of course, but that was 12 years ago when we're
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about. They were probably 21, 22, maybe 23 years old, rendering the performances of a lifetime. Penelope Tsilikas and Sofia Kokali are second to none.
yeah, yeah.
And it really is very much again, quoting the New York Times, a woman's film because these
And
women render such extraordinary performances.
and
Uh,
again, Andreas Constantinou is the young man involved,
right.
who both sisters are enamored with. Uh, Lovely.
And Andrea can do again, it's all about the silences for me. He can do more with one glance than someone can do with half an hour of a soliloquy.
Yeah, yeah, very skilled actor. Um, Good film, very good film. And
Excellent.
Brides, of course, is
Brides, Damian Lewis,
yeah, Damian
young in his
Lewis before he
career,
was Damian Lewis, I
before
guess,
his,
very
of course.
very early in his career because
And a
Brides
fascinating
was
story.
made
People
in
have been
2000.
asking about this for years. They've been coming up to me and
Yeah,
you saying, "Can you bring it? My grandmother was a mail order bride." So this is what the film is about. Tell them what it's about, Jimmy.
2004 it was made. Yeah, it's a boatload of I don't know what it's some 700 picture brides, mail order brides, on board a ship coming to New York, and to meet and marry their husbands to be. And while on board, coming to America, one of the young mail order brides falls in love with the American photographer, who's played by Damian Lewis. And I'm not going to say anything more about it. I don't
Don't say anything more, but
know.
it's visually
But
stunning.
of
I
course, this
mean,
culture, this romance, encapsulates the culture shock between the old world and the new world.
of
Uh,
course.
yeah.
And it's just so amazing on all fronts. One, the costumes, right? The actual the images and the cinematography, it's just so stunning. But then the real concept, you think about this and you put your young daughter on a ship to marry some guy they've never met across the world, hoping for a better life. And this is our story. It's all of
Yeah.
our stories. Anybody who's ever left their homeland searching
Yes,
for
this
a better
wasn't just
life.
Greek brides. I mean, this is part of the migration history of the 20th century, early 20th century.
Oh,
By the
yeah,
way,
no.
the executive producer on this film is Martin Scorsese. Uh,
Yes. And then, well, we talked about the engagement of Anna, and that takes us to our last film, The Last Note. Uh,
but the
heavy,
Lefteosi in Greek.
heavy topic, serious topic about the prisoners, the Greek prisoners held by the Nazis during the German occupation of Greece. They were held at the prison of Haidari, and then the story of Kassariani. And it's a heavy story, but my God, is it beautiful.
Yeah, 200 Greek patriots executed in retaliation for an attack on a Nazi encampment. It's an important history. It's an important chapter in the history of modern Greece, and the movie does it, pays honorable tribute uh, to these men, and one in particular who is uh, sort of uh, the unknown hero, or at least a hero who deserves to be much better known than he is. A fellow by the name of Napoleon Soukadzidis, and he's the character who played by Andreas Constantinou. Um,
And Andre Henneke does a great job.
yeah, yeah, it's a
He plays the
sobering,
German
unflinching,
captain.
unflinching view of
And Melia Kraling, who is in just a few scenes, boy, does
yeah.
she drives it home.
Well, Voulgaris is, as we said, a very strong filmmaker. You know, he's got deeply moving human stories, very often told in big historical moments, uh, and all the elements of the personal stories he tells, the nuanced storytelling, the complex characterizations. Um, uh, the stunning visuals. This is all part the experience of watching a Voulgaris film. And these are the elements that have won him international acclaim and the kind of status as a filmmaker that he so rightly deserves. I always say this: Greek films generally are there to be discovered. If Voulgaris were an American director working in the English language, there wouldn't be a film scholar who wouldn't know and admire his work. But because of his Greek background and the lack of knowledge, I think, at least among American critics and film scholars of Greek cinema, it's just right to. It's time that these people be rediscovered or discovered, as the case may be,
Well,
because
that's our
they
mission.
are, yeah, they are world. They are world. He's typical of a world-class film artist, and I am so happy that we have the opportunity to just bring him to the fore, and hopefully some new audiences will learn about him and admire him as much as we do. I don't know, Mary. This is such an exciting time for us every year. We've been doing this a long time. This year we have 7 new films. 2 of them are United States premieres. We have 2 short subjects. We have the 4 classic films of Voulgaris. And it's always wonderful to see. It's actually quite tense too. Which ones are going to be the ones that the public will enjoy the most? It's very hard to predict. Oh yeah, this is a shoo-in. This is gonna fill the theater.
You never know.
Never know. You never know
You never
what
know.
the public is going to turn on to. But
My favorite part is having people watch a film. And we all go through it because we're viewers too. Some challenge us, some confuse us, some are just easily digestible and enjoyable. And yet what I really love is that we bring all these filmmakers and they have these wonderful Q&As after, and they give us this insight on their films that we wouldn't have considered perhaps, or bring light to something that we hadn't considered. And I love watching the audience go from a passive viewer to engaging in these Q&As and really becoming, I'm a film nerd, you're a film nerd. Let's be honest, we wouldn't be here if we weren't nerds about film. And I love seeing our audiences discover the art of the craft, what happens in the backdrop, how these films come to be, and engage them in ways that they didn't think just by coming to see a Greek movie. And I love that experience. So most of our films, again, will be we'll have someone here. We have 7 directors and 3 talents. So Katia Guglioni, Angeliki Papoulia, and Andreas Constantinou. Andrea will be with us for the whole week because he's very much part
he
of
will be at the
both
New Jersey
weekends.
screening of Little England, as well as
Last Note.
at the Last Note and Little England at the Museum of the Moving Image in Astoria. Yeah.
Right. And then we've got Angelos Franzis, Dimitris Nakos, Vladimir Subotic, Yorgos Zois, Penny Panagiotopoulou.
Panagiotopoulou. Yeah.
So it's a great lineup.
Yeah. We're excited about it. We always are this time of year, and I'm reasonably confident that the public will share our excitement. We just don't know for what film or which films of
and we do have an audience award, so it's important to vote.
Yes,
so.
indeed. So our website, Mary,
www.hellenicfilmsociety.org. There we go.
Full information.
HellenicFilmSociety.org. Tickets, schedules, venues, all laid out with a wonderful new poster, hand drawn by our very own Tiffany Apostolou. There we go. Tiffany Apostolou and our board member, Thomakikis. Fantastic piece of work. There'll be plenty of discussion about that. And we're just very excited to have everyone in the theaters, have this wonderful experience. And I like to call it the week of fun. So let's go have a week of fun.
Yeah. And a plea to the general public to come and see us, come to as many films as you can. This is a very costly endeavor every year. It depends on donations. support from the general public as well as from foundations and local businesses, and of course, audience. It's the people who make any festival festive, and we this is something we try to achieve with the New York Greek Film Expo every year.
So on behalf of Siskel and Ebert, I mean, Mary,
Well, it's a rather flattering comment,
we still haven't
but
determined who's who, by the way, but we'll figure it
well,
out.
I'm not, I can always aspire, but I don't think I'll ever reach that level.
We
Nevertheless,
we welcome you
nevertheless,
and we await you at our expo, starting
yeah,
at the PGA and then Village East and then over to the Museum of Moving Image.
and of course the 2 nights at the beautiful Barrymore Center Film Center in Fort Lee, New Jersey, very close to the George Washington Bridge. Thank you for listening to us. When you come to the movies, always look for us and let us know what you think of the full movie you just watched. We're always happy to hear from our audience.